you're about to witness a quantum connection with the human mind.
Be a part of the next evolution in motion pictures and experience Mind Gamers, being hailed as the first ever action film for the mind.
Spark it up.
I'm a man who sees life in terms of missions, missions defined, and missions completed. I will not allow this country to be made weak again. I will keep America moving forward, always forward, for an endless, enduring dream and 1,000 points of light. This is my mission, and I will complete it.
This exclusive live event includes the cast and filmmakers joining today's top scientists as they reveal a new dimension in human consciousness.
Single unified field connecting everything.
Then, during the film, 1,000 audience minds from coast to coast will be connected in a groundbreaking experiment. After Mind Gamers, witness live the first images ever captured of a mass mind collective.
This is wrong.
I'm all kinds of wrong.
Don't just see a movie, be a part of scientific and cinematic history. Mind Gamers, in theaters nationwide, March 28th only. For tickets and more information, go to fathomevents.com.
Chapter 5. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. And every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Brian Cox, without hesitation, repetition, or deviation, can you please explain for us, as succinctly as possible, I have a timer here, the rules of quantum mechanics. Your time starts now.
Well, the most basic version I know of is Feynman's version, which essentially says particles are particles, and they hop from place to place with a particular probability. And the probability that a particle that's at some place will be at some different place later is given by a very simple rule. It uses a quantity called the action, which is to do with the mass of the particle and the time and the distance. So you basically calculate these little quantities, which are to do with something called the action, and you add them up. So if I start with an electron in one corner of the room, and I say, what's the probability at some time later it'll be somewhere else? Then at every point in the room, you can assign a probability that it will be there at a later point with one simple rule, and that's it. Now, this is called the path integral formulation of quantum mechanics. That underlies everything else. You can get the rest from that. So it's a simple rule. It says, what's the probability a particle will move from A to B? That's it.
Shape-shifting material that can transform itself in real time, changing colors and shape on demand. It sounds like special effects you would see in a sci-fi movie, but this is no illusion. Researchers at Intel teamed up with the academic community to make what they call programmable matter.
The basic idea is the notion that you could have a material that could change its shape or change its physical properties just by reconfiguring itself.
Forget about designing something in flat 2 dimensions. What about creating a 3D prototype of anything, even a car?
Open the doors, kick the tires, peek inside to see what it looks like, fit little dolls of, people inside of it, fit little dolls of, people inside of it, fit little dolls of, people inside of it.
As you know, I've been talking about transgenics.
And scientists announced today they have made a major breakthrough in the quest to create life in a laboratory. For the first time, they have produced a living cell in which the active DNA was put together by computers. What does this mean for science? And does it mean there is synthetic life? Dr. Richard Besser is here. Rich.
That's right, Diane. Today's announcement marks a major turning point. Researchers have now created life from non-living parts. They call it a synthetic cell. World-renowned geneticist Craig Venter has been trying to unlock the mystery of life for 15 years. What have you achieved?
Well, we announced today the first synthetic cell. Instead of having a genetic relative that it evolved from, the parent of this cell is a computer. The parent of this cell is a computer.
What Venter has done is astonishing. With just 4 bottles of chemicals off the shelf in his lab, his team replicated more than 1 million bits of genetic code to create a living organism. Create a living organism. Create a living organism.
And how that's going to affect us and how it applies to giving image to the beast.
And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And how we are our flesh bodies. When God asked Adam and Eve, who told you you were naked? The only correct answer for that would be Satan. So, as you know, Satan had the iniquity in him, and he fell. And because he fell and iniquity was found in him, we now live in a sin matrix. And
create a living organism.
And
the parent of this cell is a computer.
This sin matrix is because of Satan, okay? So when Satan fell, he was there before Adam was made on earth, okay? And what happened is their eyes were opened. Their eyes were opened to the iniquity that they ate of from Satan. As you know, the tree of knowledge of good and evil was in the Garden of Eden. So I want to show you how Satan is making his image to the beast. All right. He is, well, God is putting a curse on people who do not abide in Jesus Christ's righteousness. And this has a lot to do with Satan, okay? As you know, Satan cannot do anything if God doesn't allow it. So Satan is a tool for God. As you know, there are vessels of mercy and there are vessels of wrath, okay? Some of us are preordained to heaven, some of us aren't. Some of us are preordained. We're all preordained, okay? But here's the thing. I'm going to show you some artwork that the college students at the University of Iowa are doing downtown in the Ped Mall. And what they are is they're on these benches where people sit. And we all know that every single thing in this world has a purpose, okay? God shows us his signs of things to come in everything. God shows us his signs of things to come in everything. You gotta keep your eyes open. So I'm gonna come back here in a little bit. I'm still walking down, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And it's intense. Alright? It's intense. So just beware that it's gonna be intense.
Get that thing hooked up to the car.
Watch this.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
Got me, the car! My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Watch this. What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour! The temporal displacement occurred exactly 1:20 a.m. in 0 seconds!
Ah, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything.
Good morning, everybody. Enter the stars. And all of you are probably familiar with the famous New World Order speech by George Bush. But what you're not probably familiar with is the speech that he gave on 8/18/1988. It was the first time that he mentioned the 1,000 points of light. Now he goes on to mention the 1,000 points of light in subsequent speeches, and of course in the world famous New World Order speech that he gives. But the very first time he mentions 1,000 points of light is in this speech. Now if you have already not seen the 8 pattern in the date of the speech, he also mentioned 8 years ago. He says that here. 8 years ago I stood here with Ronald Reagan, and we promised together to break with the past and return America to her greatness. 8 years later, we look at what the American people have produced, the highest level of economic growth in our entire history, and the lowest level of world tension in more than 50 years. Then he says it again. My friends, 8 years ago, this economy was flat on its back. Intensive care. We came in and gave emergency treatment. Got the temperature down by lowering regulation. Got the blood pressure down when we lowered taxes. So he mentions 8 years 3 times, and that is the 888 once again. Now, he goes on and actually mentions some of these New World Order entities that we now know of. One is the Knights of Columbus. He also mentions the Grange, Hadassah, the Disabled American Veterans, the Order of Ahipa, and it goes on. And then, of course, here's where he mentions 1,000 points of life. Now, what we need to understand is that the 8s are, once again, unlocking the keys to the secrets of the Illuminati in a way that has never happened before. Here he goes on. He says, let me tell you more about the mission. On jobs, my mission is 30 in 8. Again, he mentions 8. 30 million jobs in the next 8 years. Again. And this is just fascinating that we were able to unlock the keys of this speech with the number 8. Anyway, you guys, I wanted to share that with you. Take care and be safe.
A couple more things I want to just put out there. If you don't realize who the Jesuits are, they are the revived Knights Templar. In olden times, you would, if you get on the internet and you research what the Knights Templars were after, it goes back to Solomon and his information and his commanding of spirits and stuff like that. It goes back to Mount Hermon and how the angels fell on Mount Hermon at the 33rd degree parallel. And there's a lot of information in the technology that you are able to reach today. I suggest you do it. But anyway, back to the Knights Templar. Did you ever hear about how they wanted to find the Holy Grail? What if I told you that the Knights Templar served Satan? In the beginning they were serving God, but they fell from their ways. And they started serving Satan. What they want is the A-ether. Nikola Tesla has information on the A-ether. Electromagnetic fields. Our brains are electromagnetically connected to each other. People can make other people do certain things. The A-ether is the Holy Grail, if you think about it. So check that out too. And they have gotten it. They have tapped into the matrix of the sin system, the iniquity that we all live in, thanks to Satan. But yeah, you guys have a good day, and enjoy your day, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your food, because vanity is everywhere, and everything underneath the sun. And enjoy your food. Just give thanks for everything, and everything will play its course. You can believe that. Okay, this is the artwork that the University of Iowa students are doing. As you can see here, we have the dual symbolism right next to the DNA, and then we have the female dual symbolism next to the DNA, another dual symbolism, vaccines, more dual symbolism, and alchemy. So what exactly do you think the times are we are in? This is something to take into effect in your life, because people are walking around like this today.